In today's video, I'm breaking down this client transformation of mine and explaining how this woman was able to go from kind of the chubby, skinny fat, soft, mushy body that a lot of us ladies are struggling to get rid of, and how she was able to get that lean, toned, firm, defined body we really want to have. I'm going to be breaking down the 3 mistakes that most women are making that keep them stuck in the more chubby, skinny fat body instead of getting the toned, firmed one they really want to have, and what you need to do instead so you can finally get the lean, sexy, fit body of your dreams and easily maintain it for good. What's going on, Fit Fam? Welcome on back to my channel. My name is Megan Janice. I'm the founder of Nomadic Fitness, and I coach women online in nutrition and fitness to help you go from eating less and instead eat more and work out smarter instead of harder so you can build that banging hourglass body that you feel amazing in and maintain it year-round for life with ease. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that like and subscribe. Come follow me over on Instagram for even more fitness content. And if you're coming on back, thanks so much for joining for another video. Okay, fam, in this before and after, this is a client that's been working one-to-one with me for about 9 months now, and her body is completely different. As you can see, she is now very lean, very toned. You can see all the sexy, strong muscle definition that she has built. So here's a crazy fact. Most people would look at this picture and think that she's probably lost a bunch of weight, and they would really fixate on the fat loss component. But here's the thing, she actually weighs exactly the same in these 2 photos, the exact same weight. So how is it that she can weigh exactly the same but look literally night and day like a completely different person? It's because that lean tone look that us ladies are striving to get is a matter of changing your body composition. It's not just about losing weight. I mean, sometimes, yes, it is. There is a component of weight loss for some people, but just focusing on weight loss is exactly why a lot of women struggle to get where they want to be. You need to stop thinking just weight and really think source of the weight, which means body composition. How much of your body comes from muscle and how much of it comes from fat? You can see in this picture that 1 pound of fat and 1 pound of muscle both weigh the same. They both weigh 1 pound, but they look totally different. The fat takes up more space than the muscle does, even though they weigh the same. The fat is bigger, it's blobbier, mushy, soft, dimply, all that stuff. Usually the stuff that we want off our body, that is the fat. And the thing that's gonna make us look smooth, firm, toned, and defined, look obviously strong, like we obviously have muscle definition, is going to be actually putting muscle on our body. So that is how she's able to weigh the same in both of these photos but look totally different, is literally just that. The source of the weight has changed. And actually, when this happens with someone, when they weigh the same in their before and after, but they look so much better, it's called body recomposition, because the source of the composition of your weight has changed. Now, I know a lot of women would look at this transformation of my client and be like, oh my God, that's exactly the result I want to have. And the thing is, you can absolutely have it, but where most women will get stuck, that's going to keep them feeling kind of soft and mushy, keep them feeling skinny, fat, chubby, however you want to say it, even if they eat healthy, they get in their protein, and they're working out. The reason that most women are going to get stuck and not get this kind of transformation where they're looking really toned, smooth, firm, and defined is because they're going to think it's just about fat loss. They're going to fall into the tunnel of thinking, okay, I just need to lose fat. I need to do whatever it takes to lose body fat. And yes, decreasing your body fat is half of the equation. So it's not to say that it's not important, but you will never get this transformation, this kind of look of actually looking visibly like somebody who works out, having visible muscle definition, smooth, firm, tight skin, if you don't also emphasize the second part of the equation, which is muscle gain. Now, I know you're hearing that, and a lot of women would think, well, what do you mean? I do focus on muscle gain. And that's what I want to talk about in this video, is essentially that women think they're focusing on muscle gain. They think they're doing what's necessary to lose fat and also build muscle, but they're actually not doing it right. Just because you think you're doing what's needed to focus on muscle gain doesn't mean you actually are. And you would know that you were because you would have the results if you actually were doing what was required to gain muscle properly and also take the fat off. Okay, so where is it that most people are going wrong? Let's go over the 3 big mistakes and what my client did instead to get these results working together. The first is thinking that really it's just about your nutrition, and then that so long as you just kind of have a whatever workout routine, that's fine. That's really the biggest pitfall, or at least one of the biggest pitfalls I see women making that keep them from getting this really toned, really amazing looking body, is because they're just thinking fat loss, and with that, they're just thinking it must be their nutrition. So what do? They keep cutting their calories lower and lower. They randomly select a low calorie target based on some calculator they found online, or just based off of a number that they think they should be eating. And then a lot of the time on top of that, they're only thinking about, okay, eat whatever low calorie amount and then also aim for a protein target. Now, this is enough to get you going in the very beginning. If you're going from like literally no workout, no nutrition plan whatsoever, yes, you'll probably start to see a little bit of difference when you start to focus on also incorporating more protein, but just making your strategy to get a toned body simply to eat more protein and then to be doing some kind of working out is really not enough. It might get you a little bit of results in the beginning, but you are absolutely going to plateau doing this. And that is because this is not a real strategy. This is not dialed in enough to your body specifically, and it's definitely not focused enough on muscle gain. Now, here's the disconnect. Everybody thinks that, oh, you just need to eat a bunch of protein if you want to gain muscle. And yes, you do need to make sure that you're getting enough protein to gain muscle, but it's not the only macro that matters. The other huge macro that is so crucial for your results is also your carb intake. And this is really the big mistake I see women making all the time, is they're getting enough protein, but then they're way under eating on their carbs. Okay, so why would this be such a problem? And I know that this is probably a mind F even for a lot of you listening to hear. They're like, what do you mean that I'm not eating enough carbs and that's the reason I'm not looking toned enough? Carbs are your body's #1 source of fuel. And if you're not eating enough carbs, #1, you're going to struggle with not feeling full enough, feeling hungry, all of those things. So there's that whole side that carbs help with satiety in addition to the protein. But the other big thing is that carbohydrates are very anabolic, which literally just means that they help you build muscle. So it's not just protein that helps you build muscle. Carbs also help you build muscle. And in particular, the reason that they do is because not only is it providing the tools, it's giving your body the actual resources to create muscle mass out of nothing right now and put that on your body, change the composition of your body right now, take it from soft and mushy, which just means you have fat and not that much muscle, and actually put muscle underneath the body fat so that you look firm and toned. But the other thing is that the carbs are giving you the fuel. It's giving you the energy that you need to push yourself hard with your training, which is really what actually causes muscle gain. So this kind of brings us to the second mistake that is keeping you in the skinny fat body instead of the really toned, defined, sexy fit body that you actually want to have. And that is that you're exercising, but you're not actually training, okay? Huge difference, like literally night and day. And this is where so many women go wrong, right? Because they're like, well, why am I not looking more toned? It must be my nutrition. And they don't ever even really consider that it must be because of their training as well. They just don't realize how much their training impacts the results they get. But think of it like this. Since you now understand that that lean toned look happens because you have lots of muscle underneath the body fat, then think about it. Can you just eat your way to having more muscle? If you just eat food, will muscle appear? I think that this is unfortunately what a lot of women think, because they're not educated properly around how the body works and how we create this body composition, which is, why I'm here making these videos for you, because trust me, I've made the mistakes too. I used to not know this stuff as well. So that's why I'm here to help and get you on the right track and show you that it doesn't have to be like so complicated and so difficult. It honestly can be more fun, more simple, more streamlined than what you're doing right now. So the way to put muscle on your body is not just from eating. Yes, you're going to eat to support the muscle gain, but if you just ate food, muscle would not appear on your body. It would do literally nothing to create muscle. So then we have to ask ourselves, what actually drives muscle growth? How is it that we create muscle on our body? It's from the stimulus that is put on your muscle fibers. That's what tells your body. That's what signals to your body like, hey girl, get with the program. You got to grow some muscle because I'm demanding more of the muscle tissue that I have right now. I'm telling you, you need to get strong. You need to grow because I am putting this resistance, this stimulus on my muscles. And if I don't eat enough, then yeah, I can train as much as I want. I can exercise as much as I want, and nothing's going to happen without the tools to grow it. But if I also just eat healthy and the stimulus isn't there, then I also will grow no muscle. So it's really important to understand it's so 50-50 with training and nutrition when it comes to getting that toned, fit body that you want to have, like what my client achieved here. So for example, she goes to the gym 4 days a week. She does 2 lower bodies, 2 upper bodies, which is what's really typical for our clients at Nomadic Fitness. That's usually the typical kind of plan that we give them. And these aren't very long workouts, by the way. They're literally only doing 5 or 6 exercises. This is going to take you maybe 45 to 60 minutes, maybe a little bit longer than that on a lower body day, just because you have to rest a little bit longer between the sets. The exercises are a little bit more demanding, but overall, it's not like you're working out every single day by any means to get these kinds of results. So she has been very consistently going to the gym, and every single week she sends me exercise form videos. She'll record herself doing the exercises and send them to me to get feedback. And we've been doing this now for months. And that is one of the huge reasons that she has had this transformation, is because she takes her training really seriously. She actually sees it as training and not just exercise. So this is so important for you to change as well. You cannot just see your exercise as like this thing that you're ticking the boxes on. You're just kind of going through the motions, but you're not really intentional on. You're not really in the moment trying to actually focus on what you're doing and improve upon what you did previously. So that's what training is. Training is where you have a very clear plan. You know exactly what you're supposed to be doing that day in the gym. You have it written down, and you're able to go back and look at what you did last week so that you can be improving upon what you did previously, because that is what is going to make your body build muscle. You have to give your body a reason to build more muscle than what it has right now. And the fastest way to give your body absolutely zero reason to have to create more muscle mass is if you keep doing exactly the same thing again and again and again. If every single week you lift the exact same weights, do the exact same number of reps with the exact same amount of effort, there's no reason for your body to have to build any muscle. Now, alternatively, the way that you can get your body to change really quickly and actually start to see your body tone up, even in just a couple of weeks, and this happens with our clients all the time. They come into the program with this kind of soft, skinny fat body, and literally just in their first 4 to 8 weeks, they're already seeing that their body's tightening up, firming up, toning up really quickly, and it's for this reason. Yes, it's the combination of having the right macros and the right amount of food. Of course, that's important, but it's only important in the context that it's also supporting the training, that you're actually being intentional with what you're doing in the gym, that you're actually trying to improve upon what you did previously, that you're sending in form videos, that you're getting feedback. And with the form videos, we're able to give feedback on, are you lifting heavy enough? Is it actually maybe too heavy that you're losing the muscle-mind connection on the muscle that you want to be targeting with that specific exercise? Are you doing as much range of motion on the exercise as you could be? Are you really bringing the intensity and effort to your sets? And that's actually the most important one, and where I find most women are really holding back in the amount of results that they're getting. And again, I'll tell you, if you feel like you work out all the time, but you don't really look like you work out, I would very much guess that this is one of the main reasons, is because you're just kind of ticking the boxes with your workouts, but you're not really bringing the intensity to your sets, and you're not really trying to consistently get stronger and stronger and improve, and therefore give your body a reason to actually build muscle and therefore look more toned. Okay, fam, so this is how it works. It's really the combination that you need to eat enough, and not just protein, actually that the carb intake is critical, because without enough carbs, you will not have the energy to perform. You will not have the energy to be consistently pushing yourself harder in the gym. And in addition to the protein, you also don't have the other source of food that's going to help you build muscle, which is the carbs. The two go hand in hand. So this is why you don't want to think just calories and protein target. You really want to focus on all three macros. And you might be asking, okay, well, what's the role of fats? Well, fats, we need to make sure that we're having enough for our hormone production. But once you really meet the minimum threshold for how many fats you need to have, going above and beyond that is not really supporting you at all with your physique goals, whereas increasing your carbs actually is. Getting more carbs, and of course, obviously doing this strategically, right? Like you don't just randomly start eating a whole bunch more. You have to do it in line with the data of your body, which if you want help with all of this, that's what we do over at One-to-One Coaching with Nomadic Fitness, where we customize it completely to you. We guide you through step by step what the plan should be for your body specifically. You don't have to figure out anything. You literally just plug and play the custom strategy that we're designing for you based on the data and feedback that your body is giving us. So if you would like to not have to spin your wheels and figure this all out on your own anymore, if you want to be taught how to actually train properly, how to actually eat enough to speed up metabolism, melt body fat, and build that sexy muscle definition so you finally look like someone who works out and stay that way for good, then click on the link in the description, fill out an application, and we'd love to chat with you and see if you'd be a good fit for our program. So yes, getting the right amount of all macros and increasing carbs is actually going to help you perform better in the gym. So that's the reason to not need to go higher on your protein or fats necessarily. Like once you get the right amount of protein, which, you know, some are close to kind of 1 gram per pound of body weight in protein, with the maximum cutoff being about 150 grams of protein per day per woman, because I don't think a woman really needs to eat more than that. So it's like once you get enough protein, once you get enough fats, you're not getting more of a benefit by increasing those things really, versus increasing carbs actually is giving you a benefit because it's allowing you to speed up your overall calorie burn, and it's giving you the resources to build more muscle, and it's giving you the energy to train harder to also build more muscle. Now, if you don't know how to customize all of this for you, like I said, I mean, of course, we will do this for you inside of coaching, but we don't do just macro coaching or just a simple meal plan. It's a full one-to-one program where we're guiding you through every aspect of getting a jaw-dropping transformation like this, because you need a lot more than just a workout plan or a macro plan. But if you want to see more videos on how to do this yourself, I have made plenty, so I will link it here and also in the description of how to customize your specific nutrient intake, the amount of macros you need to be having for your body and goals. All right, and last thing I want to say around this is kind of just back to eating enough food in general so that you can actually achieve this recomposition. So here's the thing, because most women think that it's just about losing fat, this means they're gonna go into a transformation journey already just thinking, okay, let me cut my calories really low, let me just eat really low, not understanding that a huge part of this transformation is muscle gain as well. And if you don't really eat that much, you're not gonna be able to gain that much muscle. So this is where you don't just wanna be cutting or keeping your calories super low. This is where implementing something called a reverse diet can actually really help you. Now, I talk a lot about reverse dieting on my channel. It's becoming more popular at large, but there's still a lot of women out there who have not heard of it, which is kind of why I always introduce it in my videos, just for those of you who maybe don't know what it is. So reverse dieting is where you gradually bring in more food bit by bit into your diet so that, I mean, there's lots of reasons for it, but really kind of the main idea of it is that, number one, you are conditioning your body to use that fuel and start to speed up your overall maintenance calories, increase the amount of calories you burn, period, no matter what you're doing. But with that is that you're training properly. Like, it's really key to also be doing this correct training component where you're actually getting strong. You're really challenging your muscles. You're really focusing on consistently improving, consistently getting feedback. So you're gonna build this banging, strong, fit, sexy body. And because you're doing all that, you're able to be bringing food up bit by bit in a controlled, systematic way. Again, you want to do this in a very data-driven way. You're not just randomly guessing, but the combination of these things is really what is going to allow you to be able to eat more food and be able to get that lean toned look that you want. So that's exactly what I did with this client of mine, Londa. We started around 1,800 calories a day because that was how much she was tending to eat on average. And then we spent about 2 months bringing her intake up to around 2,100 calories a day and then really honing in on the training. And again, this was over the course of just about 8 weeks. And even within that time frame, she already started to see her body transform so much. So this is what I'm talking about, is that you can start to see your body change quite quickly if you are leveraging these things. If you are really focused on training hard and really correctly hitting your nutrition protocols, but then with that is applying it in the gym so that you can kind of leverage the food that you're eating and be able to eat more and get more out of it. And it wasn't until after we had brought her calories up that we started to then move into more of the calorie deficit, then move into the cut, bringing her calories down. And now we've been doing that over the last several months, and she's still at 1,700 calories a day. And she's also only 5'3". She's about to turn 40 years old. So, you know, for those of you who think, oh, well, you know, if you're shorter or you're a bit older, you can't do that. That is not true. It's all just dependent on your body. But a lot of the time, you're capable of doing more than you think. It's just that you need to know how to leverage these things properly. So those are really the 3 things that you need to be doing to get a recomposition like this, to go from chubby, skinny fat and soft to getting that snatched, toned, firm, obviously strong fit body. And honestly, you can achieve it relatively quickly if you know how to implement these things correctly. So really focusing on all macros and understanding that carbs are so important for you to get that toned, muscular, fit looking body, okay? So not just protein, focusing on all macros, and then really focusing on your training, always trying to improve, always really bringing the intensity, asking for feedback, looking at your form, and keeping track of what you're doing, not just going through the motions, not just winging it, actually trying to get stronger, get better over time. And then with that is not always just being at really low calories, actually leveraging eating more, doing it the correct controlled step-by-step way, and with that bringing the intensity to your workouts so you have the resources, you have the extra calories to build that muscle, which is also in turn going to help you to lose fat. It's speeding up your metabolism, and you just have the energy to train hard and change your body with that. So again, if you want to have your hand held, if you want to be shown exactly what to do, get the custom feedback, the custom one-to-one plan that is consistently updated based on how your body's responding, then come over to Nomadic Fitness, fill out an application. We'd love to chat with you and see if you'd be a good fit for our one-to-one program. All right, fam, thank you so much for checking out this video. And next, I want you to go watch this one here, where I'm gonna walk you through what a day of eating in the life looks like for me to also get those results for myself, getting that lean, toned body. So showing you what it looks like for me to train and eat. So I'll see you in that video.